So is Alex Iwobi any good? Welcome back to Grand Old Team. I'm Adam Partington. Remember, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button and comment if you've got something to say. I endeavour to respond to every comment that I get, even the nasty ones. And if you haven't yet, make sure you check out the website. It's www.grandoldteam.com. So Everton beat Norwich last night 1-0. In a pretty drab and boring affair, especially the first half. The first half was woeful. I mean, it's kind of what you'd expect from two teams that have only played once in 3 months. But I still can't get to grips with the no supporters in the stadium thing. I don't think I'll be able to. It just doesn't feel right, but we'll cover that more at the end of the video. But yeah, last night Everton managed to potentially keep their hopes of European football next season alive. And a really good header from Michael Keane. If you haven't yet, go back and watch the highlights. Yeah, fantastic header and obviously chuffed for Mickey Keane. And since the return of football, Everton have now picked up 4 points from 2 games against top and bottom, and I think that's a pretty respectable return. But let's talk about Alex Iwobi, shall we? Because he is a player, I think, that divides opinion among Evertonians. Mind you, to be fair, I think there's probably only Richarlison who doesn't divide opinion among Evertonians now. For me, I think there's 2 rules of debate when we talk about Alex Iwobi. The first one is we can't use his price tag against him. It wasn't his fault, the amount that Everton paid for him. It'll be in people's minds when they think of Alex Iwobi, but it can't be used as a stick to beat him with. And secondly, he has the greatest chant in football.
Alex Iwobi, Iwobi, Alex Iwobi, Iwobi, Alex Iwobi, Iwobi, Alex Iwobi, do 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 do. But
seriously, for me, I do like Alex Iwobi. I like watching him. I remember tweeting out from the Gladys Street during the West Ham game earlier on in the season. I remember tweeting out that day that I found him really exciting to watch. He's an exciting footballer, and the way I used to describe him was it was like watching somebody on ecstasy. That game was like a really good example. He was terrific that game, but he buzzed around. He was so energetic. He was everywhere. It was like watching somebody who just double dropped in the tunnel and gone out there to just do their thing. But this is a bit of a double-edged sword for Alex Iwobi, because I think he's like one of those players that, and this is quite an endearing trait, I think, for a footballer to have, but he's very unpredictable, and I can imagine if you're trying to mark him or play against him, it can be hard sometimes to do that, because you don't know what Alex Iwobi is going to do. However, on the flip side, neither does he sometimes, and neither does his teammates, and obviously that presents an issue for us. But if we think about his strengths to start off with, he's got good delivery. I think his delivery is good. We saw that a couple of times last night. He can put a ball in. I mean, there was a couple of times going towards the back post. He seemed to find the right place to drop the ball, and he seems to be good at putting a ball in, which is again a good trait, especially for a winger to have, if that's where he's going to play moving forward. I personally really like how sometimes he doesn't look to. You'd think that he gets himself into these positions. You think, oh, he's going to cut inside, and he doesn't. He tries to go towards the byline and get that ball in, and I like that. Sometimes I do like that, and I think if you've got somebody in the centre of the park who's very good athletically. In fact, 2 lads, Dominic Calvert-Lewin wasn't so good in the air last night, but Richarlison is exceptionally good in the air. One thing that this is a comment that's been made on this channel before, none of us knew how good Richarlison was in the air. He's really, really good in the air. So when you've got someone like Iwobi out wide, Luca Dean on the other side who can put a ball in as well, Coleman to a lesser extent on the same side as Iwobi, but if you've got a player who can play a ball in like that, and you've got someone like Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin who's also very good in the air, I mean, this is a formula for success, and I'm sure Ancelotti knows that. And Iwobi is also a versatile player. I believe he plays a 10 for Nigeria. We've seen him play as a 10, and now he's got this new role that Ancelotti spoke about, and that I think Iwobi spoke about, that Iwobi may have just spoke. I don't know who spoke about it. The point I'm making there is that Ancelotti's given him this new role. We've seen it. It's as a wide man, a defensive wide man at times. The first half yesterday, and the entirety of his time on the pitch against Liverpool, you just saw the position that he took up. It was very defensively minded. He isn't given that creativity and that license to just do what he wants in this Ancelotti side. If Ancelotti, which we think he will, persist with the 4-4-2 thing, the role that Iwobi plays in that system is one that's obviously a little bit more defensive. And then in the second half, when the game opens up a little bit, he seemed to have been given a bit more of a license to bomb on and do what he needed to do. But the point I'm making there is he's versatile, so he can play as a 10 if we need him to, if that's the system that we deploy. And then now he's been given this role out wide. He can play on the other side. There's lots to his game, and I think that is a massive plus point for Alex Iwobi. And I see other Evertonians on the forum and on social media, they question, I hear them in the match as well when we're allowed to go, they question why we purchased him. One of the reasons I think why we purchased him is because he is so versatile. I think that would have been the thinking behind inside Brands' mind when he thought about purchasing Alex Iwobi. At the time, we'd lost out on Wilfried Zaha. Would I have rather have purchased Wilfried Zaha? Yes, but I do think that Alex Iwobi has a little bit going for him. But what I found quite interesting over the last couple of days is how Alex Iwobi is kind of like he encapsulates the fickleness of football fans. This isn't just us as Evertonians, this is across the board. We're all fickle, that's what football fans do. But I mean, I read you some tweets from after the game. This was put, I'm trying not to use Twitter so much at the moment. I sent a tweet today, and I kind of like send a tweet and then I get off it because it's just fucking toxic. But anyway, this article, Vital Everton here, they had some tweets from after the Liverpool game. I'll read you some of them. I won't read you who's tweeted them because it's not a dig at them personally, but you've got Alex Iwobi is an absolute passenger. Please, can we have the £40 million back that we paid for Iwobi, with that crying emoji. Iwobi is like playing with 10 men right here. Nice to see Iwobi social distancing from the ball. That's quite funny. You know what's also quite funny as well is because whoever tweeted this, they've tweeted social distancing. You've got like a see the latest information on COVID-19 underneath. And another one, moving all my hate from Sidibe into Iwobi, useless. And then I've got another collection of tweets from last night from TBR Football that go like this. Proper rate Iwobi me. Proper rate Iwobi me. Iwobi's a baller, confirmed. Hate to say it, but Iwobi has been class. So yeah, football fans are fickle. But then on the other side of the coin, people are right to point out some of the major faults in Alex Iwobi's game. But we've spoken about the good things about Alex Iwobi's game. Let's now speak about some of the bad things of Alex Iwobi's game. And at 24, 25, he's not a spring chicken anymore, is the overriding point there. So, I think with a player as well who was so highly rated like he was when he was coming up within the ranks at Arsenal, people are now starting to expect him to kick on. One of the criticisms of Alex Iwobi that I think is legitimate is his lack of composure. He seems to struggle a little bit with that, maybe loses concentration as well sometimes, and sometimes his decision-making ability as a footballer can be really bad, which is extra strange because I went back today and I looked at some quotes from Arsene Wenger on Alex Iwobi when he was coming up through the ranks at Arsenal. And Arsene Wenger's waxing lyrical about his decision-making and says that, he's a player that he said something like, I don't think I've seen many players with his ability to make a decision so quickly and normally the right decision. So something's obviously happened there, and I don't live in Alex Iwobi's brain. I don't know him. I'd like to know him though. I think me and Alex Iwobi get on quite well. In fact, like you've got like a list of like maybe 5 players that you'd like to have a beer with or whatever, just sit and chill out with. Alex Iwobi's probably on there. Seems like a really nice guy. I mean, I'd personally like to see him kind of take a man on a little bit more and actually beat a man, and I'd like to see his decision-making improve. I'd like to see him maybe make more efficient decisions as well and play a simple ball more frequently, but that's me. One thing that doesn't get mentioned about Alex Iwobi is if you look back at his career, it appears that like he was on a decent growth trajectory under Arsene Wenger, and then Wenger leaves Arsenal, doesn't have the best last season there. Emery goes in, and then Alex Iwobi hits a wall, and then he joins Everton under Marco Silva, and now he's got a genuine world-class manager guiding him. So, for me, on Alex Iwobi, the jury is still out. So I think it's, as opposed to maybe, the title of this video is wrong, me approaching this video is wrong. Actually, what you need to do is break the question down when it comes to Alex Iwobi. What you need to think about, I think, is there's a couple of questions within a question. So, is Alex Iwobi good enough for Everton? Depends where you think Everton will be in 5 years' time. Where we want Everton to be, I would say at this present moment in time, no, he's not. He's not the type of player, I think, or at the standard that we need him to be at this moment in time for where we want to get. But is he somebody with still has something to offer in terms of the potential? Yes. At the moment, is he a good option for Everton? Is he a decent squad player? Yes. So what I'm asking us to do, I think, as Evertonians, is to give him the benefit of the doubt, see how he develops in this new system under Carlo Ancelotti, give him another season. I think he probably hasn't. He's been involved in this Everton side. He was injured as well. Let's see how he gets on. Maybe in this new role, maybe there'll be some formula next season where he gets to play as a 10 again. I don't know. But let's just see how he goes. And yeah, at 25, he's still got lots to offer, still got lots of potential. So what we need to see from Alex Iwobi is obviously, you know, a continuation of the second half of yesterday evening for the rest of the season. That's what we need to see. I mean, yesterday was a kind game in the second half for him because you had a Norwich side at the bottom of the league, low on confidence, fatigued, didn't have their supporters behind them. That's the game where Iwobi, you know, he's obviously then given a bit of a license to go on. He gets to create things. He gets to express himself. Okay, now let's see what you can do against Leicester. Let's see what you can do for the rest of the season. And just in other Everton news, it looks like Luke Garbutt, can't believe Luke Garbutt's still with the club. Luke Garbutt, Oumar Niasse and Martina will be leaving the club at the end of the month or whenever, pretty soon anyway, which is a good thing. It means more dead wood off of the books for Everton. But on a wider football perspective, the whole Project Restart thing has been a success in regards to the safety of the players. I mean, there haven't been a massive outbreak of coronavirus cases among a couple of the squad, so that's good. But in terms of the football, somebody made a very good observation. A Norwich fan actually made a very good observation to me at work today. He said, if you gave me football in its current form and invented it and just said, here you go, here's the product, he said, I don't think I'd watch it. And I think he's right. You know, the fans not being in the stadium, it just highlights how important it is. Football without fans is nothing. And I don't know about you, but I kind of feel less emotionally invested in the game, and that's terrible. So, you know, the sooner we can get things back to normal and we can all go and watch the match again, the better. So as always, thank you for watching, Grand Old Team. Remember to like, share and subscribe. If you know any other Evertonians who don't watch the channel, let them know. And give me your comments on the things that I've spoken about in this video, especially Alex Iwobi, in the section underneath. Up the toffees.